streaming on YouTube. Yeah. All right. All right. See ya.
Papa says I won't see Rob here anymore.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. This way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Seems there's always more to be done.
I have no business with you. Leave me.
that now? Where did it come from?
In all my years, I've never...
What do you want, Imperial?
Need something? Yeah?
Need something?
Yeah?
I never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own
By
eyes.
the gods. I don't even know what to say.
Need something? Yeah? Yes?
Need something?
In all my years, I've never seen such a thing. I never would have believed it.
It's really
I hadn't
dead
seen
then?
Need something?
my own eyes.
Fear for the boy, eh? I'm a swordman, so...
Yes?
Yeah?
Yes?
Look at my temple lying in ruins. So much for the constancy of mortals, their crafts and their hearts. If they love me not, how can my love reach them? Restore to me my beacon, that I might guide you toward your destiny. It is time for my splendor to return to Skyrim. But the token of my truth lies buried in the ruins of my once great temple, now tainted by a profane darkness skittering within. The necromancer Malkaran defiles my shrine with vile corruptions, trapping lost souls left in the wake of this war to do his bidding. Worse still, he uses the power stored within my own token to fuel his foul deeds. I have brought you here, mortal, to be my champion. You will enter my temple, retrieve my artifact, and destroy the Defiler. Of course you will. I have commanded it. Go now. The artifact must be reclaimed, and Malkaran destroyed. Guide my light through the temple to open the inner sanctum and destroy. Malkaran has forced the door shut, but this is my temple, will send down a ray of light. Guide this light through my temple and its doors will open.
It is strange to think that these chambers were once home to the ancient Nords. Trouble is in the air here. Will do.
matter is defeated, take Dawnbreaker from its pedestal.
What? Will do. That. What? Will do. Will do.
Malkoran is vanquished. Skyrim's dead shall remain at rest. This is as it should be. This is because of you. A new day is dawning, and you shall be its herald. Take the mighty Dawnbreaker, and with it purge corruption from the dark corners of the world. Wield it in my name, that my influence may grow. May the light of certitude guide your efforts.
question. Viren said you got... Some might call this junk. Me? I call them treasures. Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
Watch the skies, traveler.
Wanderer like you must have fled. Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
What the?
Anytime you need arms or armor, my sword never rests.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
most favorite company.
We drink to our youth, to days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we'll take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we'll drink and we'll sing. Children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land
Yo.
is ours, and we'll see it
Hello
one
there.
day.
Where have you been?
Working.
Did you have school and work today?
No, just work. My semester is almost over.
Oh yeah, good.
I'm looking at the weather. I hear it's supposed to snow again tomorrow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I am. I'm streaming Skyrim on YouTube.
Nice.
What if you want to play something? Right now.
You have Path of Exile to do it all?
I do not.
I just downloaded that earlier. It's Corey and Brandon were out to play.
I've not seen Corey or Brandon online today. Noted. Only me, Warren, and Hasith were on.
Oh, it is Monday.
Yeah. Awesome. Monday is game time.
Mm-mm.
It's the start of the gaming week.
Okay, fair enough.
Brave soldier. Fuck yeah. So far, I've completed the Imperial Civil War quest line. I've finished the quest in Markov, and I think next I'm going to do the main quest.
Nice.
I can rest a little easier knowing that traitor dog Ulfric is dead. He went out like a bitch. he goes, just do me this one thing, let the Dragonborn kill me, it'll make for a better song. And I told him, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction, and Tullius whooped his ass.
Nice.
Dragons, like, they aren't really a challenge per se. They just become annoying. Okay. They derail.
Maybe check out my Skyrim playthrough. It's been a long time.
Your single player one.
Yeah.
I have select mods installed. Not many.
I don't mind vanilla, honestly.
I like to keep mine as vanilla as possible, but like beyond Skyrim, gotta have it. Have you ever played that one?
No.
The Beyond Skyrim team, like section by section, they are remaking the rest of Tamriel, but in the timeline of Skyrim. So like, instead of like Sky Oblivion, where they're just remaking Oblivion in the engine.
On your way up 7,000 steps again, Clement?
Not today.
When you go to Bruma, you're like in Bruma at the time of the game.
Passing through on your way to High Hrothgar? About to make a delivery up there myself. Mostly food. The Greybeards tend not to get out much. Well, it's trouble is, my legs aren't what they... Really? Here, take this bag of supplies. At the top of the steps, you'll see the offering chest. Honestly, I'm
So
not
like
certain.
there's I think it was the Chapel of... I think the Chapel of Talos was in Bruma. And of course after the like Orchard Quarter, you can't really have that. So they turned it into the Chapel of Saint Martin. You can probably guess who that's for.
Saint Martin.
Martin Septim. The Martin.
Ah.
Yeah, they made him his like can't worship
I saw a really cool video of this guy that did a playthrough on Skyrim with and played as the main character of Elder Scrolls Redguard, basically Cyrus or something.
Yeah.
And the restrictions were brutal. He was like one-handed only, no armor whatsoever, like Redguard, basically. He completely relied on like crits to even like beat the game.
That is disgusting.
He said it was one of the most difficult Skyrim playthroughs he's done.
That game is so far in the past.
Yeah, he said it was like, I think like 700 years before
Yeah.
the events of Skyrim or some shit like that.
It's either recently after, or it's contemporary with Tiber Septim.
I think it is during, yeah.
I'm pretty sure like Tiber Septim is the Emperor, and it's like just
Yeah.
after all of the conquests. Which
I
is
think he's
fucking
actively
insane.
like conquering Hammerfell during the game.
No, it's already conquered because the main villain
Oh,
is
okay.
the Imperial governor of Hammerfell, and he has the only surviving and somehow working Dwemer airship. The only other
That's wild.
confirmed example of a Dwemer airship is the one that crashed on Solstein. Wild indeed. Oh, come on. Aha. I avoided the troll. Going up to High Hrothgar.
Yeah, that troll is brutal.
Oh, I ended up getting 2 Dawnbreakers. For, like, no reason.
Yeah, he also said Elder Scrolls Redguard is like the worst in the series and his ass.
Yeah, Redguard's terrible.
It seems kind of janky.
It's
and
worse than
broken.
Arena, in my opinion.
Which is a shame.
I played Arena and...
Because I'd love the lore of those games if they were good.
Even the lore is a bit... eh. Like, the only cool thing about it is it is the only moment where you can be in a time that is contemporary with time perceptive. You don't even get to see him or anything. There's barely any conversations or lore that explains anything that's going on. You get the
Isn't it like lore with like the crowns and forebears and everything like that?
I don't remember. I know there's a lot of talk about the Empire's.
There's like a whole dynamic with like the crowns being like anti-imperial and the forebears like embracing them. It's like it's like Skyrim basically.
Yeah.
The Redguard, like Hammerfell edition.
Yeah. It's a very short game, if I recall. Because you're looking for your sister and killing the governor and shit. I don't recall it being too long.
So, a Dragonborn appears at this moment in the turning of the age.
I don't know why the Greybeards say at the turning of the age. It's 200 years beyond the Third Era. Also, that Bethesda had a huge time skip. So much has happened in between Oblivion and Skyrim. I honestly really didn't I wish they would have done a game involving the Great War, and then a game involving Skyrim, like the events of Skyrim. Especially because they could have cranked out a Great War game much quicker, considering most of the action is happening in Cyrodiil, and they already had Oblivion out. So they could have they had the engine for Oblivion, which was new, and then they updated the engine for Fallout 3. So they could have just done a little update to the engine they used in Fallout 3 and made a bit nicer of a Oblivion Part 2 essentially. Even if they limited it to even if they didn't do all of Cyrodiil again, because during the Great War, most of the action is happening around Skingrad, the Imperial city, and sort of Bruma, but mainly just as it was a base camp until they assaulted the Imperial city. So you really could even not include Bruma. Maybe a siege of Anvil or something, and Skingrad would be cool.
We will see if you
rebuilt
truly have the
Kavach,
gift.
but they could have done something.
Show us, Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice.
I think that would have been really cool, especially lore-wise, to just get, because there is a story there. I don't know if you know, but there's an entire game essentially already set. They just did it through a card game.
Welcome to High Rothgar.
And not a video game.
I am Master
Is it the Elder Scrolls Legends or
I
something?
speak for the Greybeards. Now, tell me,
Blades is the other one. That was the...
Why have you come here?
Yeah. It's called the, what's the protagonist? It was the Forgotten Hero or something. Basically, Emperor Titus Mede is losing the war. The Imperials don't really understand how the Old-Merry Dominion is beating them as bad as they are, because the Empire's bigger, and they have more soldiers, they have more resources. They should it's not an easy fight, but they should win. It should be a very hard-fought victory. And the Empire's but they're routing our armies. They know where our logistics is. They know when our troops are going to be moving and where. How do they have such an advantage over us? They're schooling us It turns out they
Without
have.
training, you have already taken the first steps towards
Just skips
projecting
the
your
dialogue.
voice
Okay.
into a boom,
They have the
a
Orb of
shout.
Amina, which
Now
is
let us see
basically
if you are
like
willing
a
and able to
palantir.
learn. When you shout,
They essentially just have a palantir. They can spy on the
thus your
Empire,
dragon blood
and the Orb of
gives
Amina is
you a
telling them
inborn
exactly what the
ability to
Empire is
learn
doing all the
words of
time.
power.
And
All shouts are made up
your
of three
job is
words
to go
of
and
power.
kill,
As you
destroy,
master each word,
take
your shout will
you know,
become
the
progressively stronger.
palantir,
Master
kill the
Einarth
people,
will now teach
so
you
that the
roll,
Empire is at such a
the second
disadvantage.
word in
And the moment that you
unrelenting force.
destroy the Orb of Amina,
Roll
the Old Mary Dominion
balance
starts losing.
the dragon tongue.
And because
Combine it with fus,
they were
force,
relying on
to
this
focus your
information. They had
thumb
like
sharply.
done some troop movements and stuff, and the Imperial city, they basically like surprise attacked the Imperial city, and the Thalmor could no longer just predict or be able to tell when they were coming, and so the Battle of the Red Ring happens, and this is how they retake the Imperial city and like end the war. They encircle the entire like main army in Cyrodiil in the Imperial city and just slaughter that army, and that was devastating enough to like put the Thalmor on the back foot.
As part of your initiation, Master Einarth will allow you to tap into his understanding. Roll.
Another thing is the Emperor. I think he got wounded. He was either wounded or sick, but for whatever reason he couldn't partake in the actual battle for the Red Ring. And he's like, it'd be too demoralizing. This is such a pivotal moment. Like, I have to be on that battlefield. If I'm not there, then the men won't be as, you know, might not fight as hard or whatever. So you wear the Emperor of the armor. You wear the armor of the Emperor. And like ride on his war mount and shit. Impersonate him. So the Emperor technically takes place in the battle, but nobody knows that. And you just, at the end, you just go off and who the fuck knows? That's why you all
Gotcha.
So, like,
That's pretty bizarre that they made it a card game.
yeah, no, it's all a card game, and you get like little lore snippets while you're playing the card game. Like Magic the Gathering that they tried to do, but Elder Scrolls. But they could have had like a little short game after Oblivion for that instead. They had a story. But no, we just time skip, and then the entire world changes. The Empire pretty much just collapsing. With just find out about it later.
Impressive. Your thumb is precise. You show great promise, Dragonborn. We will perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Boy.
The Thalmor occupied a lot of Cyrodiil. I think the only cities that ended up not under occupation were Bruma, Coral, and Shadenhall. Every other city fell.
Yeah.
What was his name? The Count of Skingrad, the vampire. Shit.
Oh, he was a vampire?
Yeah. Did you not play Oblivion?
No, I told you this before.
Oh. Heathen. He was a really good guy. Like him and his wife, Count and Countess of Skingrad, they got infected by a vampire.
good guy and a vampire here, right?
No, he is. He is legitimately a really good ruler. He did not feed on people. I think he had like sheep's blood or something, like, you know, given to him. So he never bit anyone. He actively hunted vampires around, or had other people hunt vampires around Skingrad. His wife, when she got infected, she was like, "I'm so disgusted. I'm an abomination. I shouldn't exist." And she refused to feed. Like, she just, like, whether it was, you know, sheep's blood or whatever, she's like, "I'm not gonna drink blood." And so she didn't die because of it, but vampires need that as sustenance. So she just goes into a deep coma and is just her, like
a slumber, basically.
Yeah, like his servants try to take care of her the best they can, but she's in a coma, and the count is like, "This is awful." Like, she just wants to be put out of her misery. If you get infected by a vampire, this is how you do the quest. You have to go find a cure, and he doesn't want the cure. He's pretty content, but he wants you, because when you initially get it, you could only get two potions of it, and so you take one and you give the other one to his wife, and just so that she can be cured of vampirism, and then she dies on the spot because, you know, being in a coma, malnourished, she just doesn't survive. It's very sad, but she's at peace. It's what she wanted. She, like, when she wakes up, she's like, "No, no, no! Don't wake me up! Like I don't want to be here! Like, please, just let me sleep." And he's like, "I got the cure for you, my love. You know, everything's gonna end." She says something like, "Oh, sweet release, thank you so much." Like, "Thank you for killing me."
Sweet release.
Yeah. Oh, Janice Hasseldor. I knew I'd remember it. So anyway, when the Great War happens, he's almost certainly still Count. He's a vampire. And everyone's wondering, like, "Oh, what happened to Count Hasseldor?" It's said that when the Old Merry army arrived at the doorstep of Skingrad, there was no Imperial reinforcements. There's no way he was defending that city. So he, like, ensured that the Dominion wouldn't harm, basically just, like, let him through, and they didn't harm the city. And I think that included him stepping down as Count or something. So he's willing to just, like, give up his power in order to save his people from a sacking.
About to go find Oriel's bow.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were doing the,
Stand next to me and prepare your whirlwind sprint.
Yeah, I love the Dawn Guard quests.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that in this playthrough.
Have you ever joined Harkin before? Like, does it change the quest line quite
Your quick
completely?
mastery of a new Thuum is
Okay.
astonishing.
I mean,
heard the stories
you just,
of the abilities of Dragonborn,
you get the
but
castle
to see it for myself.
as your home, and you can make the sun go dark. It's about it. It's just nothing more comes from it. I think you do raid and, like, kill the Dawn Guard.
That makes sense. They're probably like the final bosses on that
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, you can also still betray Harkon, I think. Don't remember. I only did it once. Every other time I go Dawn Guard.
are now ready for your last trial. Retrieve the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, our founder. Remain true to the way of the voice, and you will return. Sky?
Here I go killing again.
Yeah, I got the Dawnguard Rune Hammer right now. Really good two-handed weapon. I can put like the fire spells on the ground with it.
Freezing or am I done?
Be careful.
That's pretty cool. Is there anywhere to sleep? Where the hell do these guys go to sleep? Life of Uriel Septim the Seventh. I think I've definitely read this before, but there's glory.
Yeah.
Just need to sleep somewhere. All the way over there. Fuck. No! Fuck! My game isn't going to a save. I just keep falling. I love helping Knight Paladin Gelibor. Supposedly the last snow elf. One thing I wish you could do was save his brother rather than have to kill him.
Come on, you know I crashed.
There we go. I don't know. Scholar check. I didn't hear the leave sound. So I don't know if you didn't hear. I see how I love helping Knight Paladin Gelibor, but hate having to kill his brother.
Oh.
I wish you could save him rather than kill him. The first time I killed him, I accidentally Busro darted him off the balcony. And then wasn't able to recover his weapons and armor and shit. So. Oh fuck! Ah, shit. Road to the world.
I watched a video of someone so ridiculously over leveled they jumped off the throne in the world and it barely did any damage to him. Level your HP enough, it doesn't matter.
I've been trying, you can also, I think you can also get like ball damage reduction.
Yeah,
I think it's a
probably.
skill. Pause. Oh. What? Oh no. Fuck. Jurgen Windcaller is a pussy and is the reason why, well, it's part of the reason why Lords stopped using the voice as frequently as they did in early lore. Nords had like great warriors and generals and kings that used the voice, and they would like conquer bits of Morrowind and shit.
That's badass.
Yeah, they were pretty damn cool. And then Jurgen Windcaller came around and started, you know, created the Greybeards and wanted to be all pacifists and shit. And now you
Oh, I like the Greybeards though.
yeah, they're cool. I'm just blaming them for the reason why the only people in Skyrim that can use the voice is the Greybeards, you, and Ulfric Stormcloak. Ulfric, when...
So in the past there were like way more Nords that could, besides like I saw like a few.
Yeah. Yeah, like there would be like great Nord heroes that would use it and conquer places, and it was a bit more common. And then they just stopped. The Dunmer and the Dwemer teamed up to beat the Nords. They were that much of a threat. It was the War of the Red Mountain. It's the same war that led to Kagradak being hasty and wiping out all of Dwarven civilization. Kagradak was experimenting with half of Warcare, and would probably have been way more careful, but you know, the Nords are at the Red Mountain, fighting at it, trying to conquer, you know, that portion of Morrowind. So he's like, fuck it, we need to be gods now. We'll ascend to godhood and wipe out the Nords. He was told, like, hey man, you probably shouldn't do that. Well, he needed a Hail Mary, I suppose.
I do like that the Nords are resistant to frost. It's made this playthrough easier. Fighting like fucking ice wraiths and shit.
Yeah.
Shrug off ice magic like it's nothing.
It helps if you're in survival mode too. A good bit of my trouble has been like, oh, I'm outside. I'm cold, and now I'm not going to perform as well. Fucking hell. Survival's the only reason that I have food in my inventory.
Kingdom Come Deliverance has food and sleep, like hunger and tiredness. I'm sure there were other games that did it before Skyrim.
Well, yeah, but compared to...
It doesn't have sleep. You don't need to sleep. This gives you a bow.
Oh no, you need to do
Like, it'll greatly debuff you if you don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you not only like start losing maximum health and maximum magic. If you don't eat, you lose stamina. But you'll also, if you get tired enough, like your screen will blur.
Yeah.
Dawnbreak is cool against undead, but compared to my just regular dwarven sword, it's kind of shit.
Sometimes just like a normal, really good weapon just beats out an enchanted one, I feel like.
Like, this is a Daedric artifact, it should be better.
Right.
Like, I had an interesting conversation with Warren about like if we were living in the universe of the Elder Scrolls, like how religious would we be? Because you can't deny the existence of the gods. They're right fucking there. So
why not?
atheism just isn't. It's a choice, but not in a way of like I don't believe, because there's no argument to believe it's there. It's just whether or not you want to piss off a bunch of
In
gods.
theory, you could just say, I don't want to follow any god, right?
Yeah,
You're
you
not
could.
denying that they're there and exist. And
Absolutely.
that's atheist in a way. Yeah.
It's just a matter of like, instead of
It's a-religious.
Instead of venerating the creators of the universe, you're just saying fuck the gods and dealing with the consequences that come from that. Warren was like, I would only worship Akatosh and Talos. I'm like, that's not bad. Like, Akatosh is definitely, worthy of worship. He's saved the world a couple of times. Talos, I suppose, yeah. Warrior god of mankind, ascended to godhood.
Oh, I'm talking to Knight Paladin Gelibor right now.
Fuck yeah.
So he's a snow elf, okay.
Yeah. He's
I get the
supposedly
context.
last one. Did you not do that quest before?
I did, I just forgot about him, or like I didn't know like the lore as well. Or like the snow elves and stuff.
There's the possibility that there's more of them out there. Actual snow elves, not just...
So they got genocided.
Really hard. Which, the sort of funny thing is that on the Minecraft server, the snow elves got genocided first. By, like, not on purpose. The people that did it didn't know about the lore behind genociding snow elves. It was just a happy coincidence, I suppose. I have a feeling I'm not in the right dungeon. I don't know why. It feels off. Okay, never mind. Fuck!
What's the hurry?
Hello.
What happened there? Yeah, you did.
Oh. I was going through with Warren, and I was like, but what about Stendar? Like wisdom, like mercy, and justice, and that sort of thing. He's like, nope, not worth worshipping. I'm like, okay, that's a bit weird. Because like those gods are like Mara, the goddess of love. And he's like, would you worship her? Nope, don't really care for it. Like, oh, okay, but without Mara, there would be like no love in the world. Like the gods are responsible for bringing those aspects to creation. Like without
That's a
Mara,
really interesting thought, actually. In like monotheistic religions, say like ancient Greeks that believe in the Greek pantheon, did they like equally worship a lot of different gods, or did they like have select fews that people personally favorited over others? Or...
Oh, they had favorites. The ancient Greeks.
Right.
So like Athens, the story behind why is it called Athens? Well, Athena ended up becoming the patron god of Athens. Well, why'd they choose Athena? Well, Athena is one of the gods of war. She's more of like Ares is the god of like tactics per se. Well, not tactics. Because even he isn't really. He's the god of fighting. Like he's the god of like physically, like men physically fighting in a war. He is the god of. Athena is the goddess of like strategy and tactics and like the art of war making, rather than just the fighting bit. So she was a good one to have, you know, wisdom and a bit of wisdom and righteousness and all that good stuff with her as well. So she was a good choice, but there's also Poseidon. Athens was especially later, very seafaring civilization.
So it probably depended on like which Greek city too, even, or like a coastal Greek city probably would worship Poseidon more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Than like an inland one.
And the city was split. They're like, well, we're like Athens, especially like was the naval power in the Peloponnesian War. Like that was their big claim to fame, was their naval empire. And so like, well we should worship Poseidon. And the gods had a competition who could win the favor of the Athenians because it was split. And Poseidon made like a fountain and a promise that like a very nice fountain, and a promise to like protect Athenian ships on the seas. And Athena gave Athens the olive tree. You're like, what the fuck does that do? But you know, olive oil, olive tree is very important to Greeks. They used it for trade and food and shit. So they valued that more than the fountain. So that's how they got Athena as their patron god. So they very much had favorites. Different cities have different favorites. And they all worship all of the gods. Like, a priest of Athena is still going to bow to Zeus if he comes into the temple.
Right.
You know,
like, did they all pretty much worship Zeus, or have to? Like, feel like they have to?
Well, yeah, they believed it all. But, like, a person would, like, favor and worship actively one particular god over others. Like, everyone has a favorite. It's like, yeah, you believe in all the other ones, but, like, Festus, he's my guy. You know? Same thing in the Elder Scrolls. Like, there's priests to Arcane, and they spend their whole lives devoting themselves to Arcane, you know, working on his behalf, giving funerals and doing birth ceremonies and shit. Doesn't mean he doesn't believe in Akatosh or Talos or Stendar, Mara, Julianos. I'm sure they all venerate them, but like the thing is Arcane. Warren would just not why. I worship all of them. If I was in the Elder Scrolls universe, all of the 9 divines would be
You would dare to trespass in
up
these
for worship.
ruins.
I consider Meridium.
You make me born. Purge.
Any
If I got-
Daedra?
If Meridia's Daedra. She was an Aedra, though. She's the only one where she was an Aedra, and then, because of stuff, she ended up becoming a Daedra. So that's why she's, like, pretty good. Like, I'd be hard-pressed to think of a bad thing about Meridia, where she's been a villain. She almost always helps mortals in the Aedra. Like, she helped thwart, she was a big part in helping thwart Molang Bal during the Blade Meld. Azura, I wouldn't go out of my way to worship her. If I got involved with Azura, I'd have no problem worshiping Azura. She's good to her followers, and she's generally, like, pretty good. She can be vain and full of herself, and just, you know, like, if you do something wrong across her, she can be but aside from that, she's usually pretty good. As long as you just, like, hype her up and stroke her ego.
I mean, what would the benefit be to worshipping all of them compared to just Akataj?
I mean, having the favorite dog always. They each have their own. Well, definitely just choose one and be fine.
Yeah.
I think if I had to choose a favorite, like if I was living in the universe, I definitely want to be a mage as well. I'd probably be a worshipper of Julie Adams. He's pretty much the mage god. I technically Magnus is, but he's not really present. Doesn't really give a fuck what happens in Mundus. He left. He was out of there. Fuck that shit. I'm out. He's the reason that magic exists. Like, it is him that brought magic to Mundus, and the reason it is a thing in our plane. But only because when he left, he tore a big fucking hole in the fabric of reality that allowed the magic of Imperius to seep in through what we perceive as the stars and the sun. Like, there are no stars in the sky. There is no sun. It is not a giant ball of gas. It is a hole in reality. And the light that comes through it is magic. I think it's pretty cool. Magnus doesn't give a fuck if you worship him or not. Maybe he might notice you. There's like no evidence either way that he cares. He certainly doesn't interact. Got the hell out of there. He only barely got out too. He was so Lorcan was the leader, and he's the one that came up with the idea. The Aedra brought their own aspects, so like Akatosh made sure that reality had time. It was like one continuous timeline instead of everything happening all at once, and it being fucking chaotic as shit, like in Oblivion. Although there's still some linear time because of over there because of Akatosh. It's just a bit fucked up. Like time is linear there, but it's not in sync. That's why, like, you could be gone for like hundreds of years in Oblivion, and like you don't really age like you do on Mundus.
Strange to think that these chambers, once home to the ancient Nords.
But Magnus was the architect. He's the one that like drew up the blueprints for reality. The other Aedra contributed. And so Magnus was the first one to realize, oh, this is what we're doing? Oh, wait, we're giving up a shit ton of our power and putting it into this thing, and then we'll be stuck there, like as the gods of this plane, and not be able to leave back to Aetherius. Oh, fuck that. And so he got out of there just in the nick of time. The barriers were already, you know, creation was already in play, so he wasn't able to get out without tearing a giant big fucking hole in reality. But he was able to get out, and the other Daedra found out, like, oh, fuck, Magnus left. Why did he leave? Oh, that's why he left? Oh, fuck this shit. We're not being a part of this. So that's why the Daedra in Oblivion, they didn't make it. Magnus made it. He left in time. The Daedra didn't quite make it, so they got trapped in between reality and Aetherius. And it's
I see.
part of why they fucking hate the Aedra so much. So, like, you caused this. We couldn't go back. Now we're stuck here. So they had to make their own realities out of their own essence, which is their own planes of Oblivion. Why they're just kind of stuck in the void between Mundus and Aetherius. Also why they're so concerned with invading. Some of them, at least. Some of them are content with having an influence, but some of them really want to invade. Take over. Yeah. That's why the elves call, like, the words Aedra and Daedra is a Aldmer word that means our ancestors and not our ancestors. The Daedra are not the ancestors of the elves because they left and had no part in their creation. The Aedra are their ancestors because they believe they're direct descendants, sort of, but
typical elven ego.
Yeah, well, so you had the actual gods, the Aedra, and then you had like the Elnathe, which were the immortal, like before the creation of the universe, there was the Etadar and the Elnathe. The Etadar is like the divine spirits, the divine souls of the gods, and they're the ones that, you know, have like, oh, I am time, I am love. The Elnathe are just lesser spirits. They are immortal spirits, but, you know, they don't exactly have fundamental forces attached to them. And when the universe was created, the Elnathe fell down to Mundus and became mortal, and they could no longer become it. You know, they could no longer be immortal, and so they had to procreate in order to live on. That's what created the mortal races. And so the elves are a bit pissed about it. They still hold a grudge against Lorcan for making them not immortal, after their souls die, well, they die and their souls go to Aetherius. They'd rather just not die. Meridia is one. Trinamac is the other one that was an Aedra and became a Daedra. Boethia. Trinamac was special. He was the warrior god of the elves. So you had the Merethic era, where like Mer is in the name. The Mer, the elves ruled over the continent. You had like the Aelids and the Snow Elves and the Dwemer and the High Elves, you know, all over the continent. The Needs, which are the ancestors to Bretons, Imperials, and technically not the Nords anymore. They are now from Atmora, but the Merethic era was dominated by the elves, and Trinamac was like supposedly present, like one of the Aedra, physically present on Nirn, and would like fight the enemies of the elves early in the Merethic era. So you had like a literal god walking the earth and being the patron god of the elves, and then
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of a power imbalance. So Boethia.
How would they lose? Yeah.
Yeah, Boethia defeated, tricked and/or defeated, or both, Trinamac, and ended up eating him. And in the belly of Boethia, it fucked up Trinamac, gave him some PTSD, and physically altered him. And the followers of Trinamac, like the devout people who were following Trinamac, and like literally following him everywhere, like they were his warriors and devotees. Trinamac was then shat out, literally pooped out, of Boethia, and out came Malakath, and it was either like an instant transformation, or in a gross way, the followers of Trinamac started smearing the shit of Boethia all over themselves. Yeah. And that is how the orcs came into being.
Yo, what?
Yeah. So, god poop is essentially why we have orcs.
It all makes sense now.
That's why there's a religious divide among the orcs, especially during the time where the times, plural, where Orsinium is a thing. So you have the orcs that follow Malakath, and you have orcs that still worship Trinamac. And there's a theory that gods can be influenced by their worshippers. Like if you started worshipping Akatosh or Mara as a war god, even though they aren't, they might take on like warlike properties. Like Mara could be like the love of battle, you know, like she's still the love god, but now she might start invoking more like the love of war, you know, something like that. There's a theory about it, at least. I don't think it's true because the gods are what they are. They're fundamental forces of the universe, but so there's hope that like if you keep worshipping Trinamac, Malakath will start acting more like Trinamac. Probably consciously, he's just like, oh, everyone's worshipping me how I was before. Maybe I'll start leaning into it a bit more. So yeah, the orcs that worship Trinamac, they are like the city-dwelling, cosmopolitan orcs, the ones that like will like leave their huts and their what do they call them, settlements or whatever, and go out and like live in Cyrodiil and become, you know, legionnaires or, you know, merchants. And then you have the followers of Malakath that are in the orc settlements all over the place, and you know, basically act like Klingons, and just want to fight and kill. And
Yeah, they're like obsessed with war.
yeah, those savage orcs. That's why they get the religious divide. I like the orcs that worship Trinimac. I'd rather, if I were an orc, I'd worship Trinimac. Like, fuck Malakath. Like, the good thing about Malakath, because he's he's way more Daedric in personality than, like, Meridia. Meridia stayed pretty true to who she is. She's a bit vain, like all Daedra, but she didn't really like become evil. She still like just hates the undead, wants to protect the dead souls of the the mortals. She's like, I really can't think of a really bad thing she's ever done. So she's still pretty much an Aedra, at least at heart. But Malakath has become very brutal, not very good at it. The good thing about him is he's the underdog god. If you are like a fucking deformed little freak and everyone hates you and you're in the outcast of society or you're shunned, he's the perfect god for you. He'll take up your banner, he'll help you get stronger, and you know, get revenge on people that wronged you, and he'll be your hype guy if you're feeling like a little piece of shit that nobody likes. But like, let's say for instance, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right? When the reindeer won't let him play any of the reindeer games, and they're like, you fucking freak, you monstrosity, like, we don't like you anymore, get the fuck out of here, and Rudolph runs away, Malakath would be his best buddy. But when Santa needs, you know, his fucking nose to light up the sky, and he is suddenly super popular, and all the reindeer love him, and he's accepted by society and brought back into the fold, Malakath will abandon him, if not outright smite him, or go against him. He's like, you're no longer a part of the club. Get the
So
fuck out.
Malakath appeals to like loner orcs or like ones that are like.
Well, no, he appeals to the entire
Like
race.
the nomadic ones. That...
Yeah, the entire race is pretty, viewed as disgusting and hated. So
right.
he's the patron of the entire race. The problem is like, not just that it'll turn on you. There's a pretty damn good theory, I'd say, like a pretty astute observation, at least, that he is what is keeping the orcs down. Like, he's the reason that like Orsinium falls. Maybe not directly, maybe just indirectly, but like the worship of him leads to like the orcs never really having a successful kingdom, and you know, Orsinium, and the reason why they're so hated is he helps keep you down to be a part of that club.
You're the one they call Dragonborn? Your lies fall on deaf ears, deceiver. The true Dragonborn comes. You are but his shadow. When Lord Mirak appears, all shall bear witness. None shall stand to oppose him. Find them. Over here.
I remember the first time I got confronted by these cultists. I was like in hard roleplay mode, and so I was in like regular clothes. I was walking in the market and Whiterun, I was just trading, and I didn't have armor on or anything. And they come up to me and start talking. I'm like, oh, cultists, is this like some Daedric quest or something that I'm going to get? And you know, the dialogue ends and they start attacking me, and I am not ready for a fight. I try to shout at them and they just fuck me up instantly. They like lightning bolt my ass. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, they're assholes. Oh, Serana, I can fix you. Let's go.
Dommy Mommy Serrano. She gives
If
me
you're looking for opportunities to make
well,
some
I'm not
coin.
gonna say because I'm on stream, but she gives me the vibes of a certain girl that I had a crush on.
Everyone needs work, right? I have good work for
What
you.
I told you about.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
I tell you, the Dragonborn comes with a voice-wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe.
Oh, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pee.
Alright.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.